Welcome back to another episode of the Know Your Power podcast. I'm your host, Kendall Aaliyah.
And I'm Julia Renee.
And, oh, shoot, I forgot it already. We're one episode in.
Wait, what did you forget?
Say welcome back to Gym Girl Chats.
Oh, and welcome back to Gym Girl Chats.
I can't believe we're 4 episodes into using that, and I forgot it.
You know what I just had an idea of?
Huh.
We need one of those, like, claws. You know those little clicky claws? So that we don't have to move and we can press the button.
It is not very far away from me, to be fair.
Okay.
I just completely forgot already.
But every time we do it, does it make, like, the creaky noise of us moving the table? Do you know that?
I'll look.
That's just my
If it did, I'm sorry.
OCD.
Yeah. Also, I don't think anyone else would care.
Honestly.
But it's fine.
Honestly.
Anyway.
I mean, I don't even care.
Oh, we didn't do this.
It doesn't keep me up at night.
Last episode, we didn't do
moments.
a magical moments.
Okay, what was yours?
Well, let me think about it for a minute. Do you have yours?
My magical moment was, so in the Know Your Power one-on-one coaching group, before I say that, by the time you guys are listening to this, is it like a week out from the Know Your Power retreat?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, it's like a week, guys. It is like a week out of the Know Your Power retreat. We at this time that we're recording this, we only have one VIP ticket left.
Get the VIP. They're so fun.
They're so fun. Kendall will be there. Katie will be. All my friends are going to be there. It's going to be so fun. So get your ticket. It's going to be the most incredible experience ever. And there's also the chance that we're actually going to have the entire gym to ourselves on that Sunday.
Oh, that'd be sick.
With the leg day, just with like how things kind of filled out. I'm still kind of finessing that.
Do you want to break down a little bit about what the weekend looks like, just so like those who have no idea what we're talking about know roughly what they're getting into? Yeah. You can be very general.
Basically, so there's a VIP ticket and then there's the general admission ticket. So with the VIPers on that Friday night, we're doing a sleepover at an Airbnb. We're just like chilling, snacking, like talking, and we're gonna have a bunch of games like set out so that the girls can like get to know each other. Yes, and it's really cool actually doing that before, because a lot of the girls feel a lot like safer when they go into the next day. Safer. Yeah, you're like, I know some people that I could talk to. Yeah. So that's Friday night. Saturday is like the actual workshop day. So like the general admission girlies that's where they'll come to that and the Sunday group workout that we're doing. So Saturday, all your food is included. We have our company prep time that's, going to be providing food. It's all healthy. Like literally
it's also packaged very cutely.
She packages it so cute. We just finalized the meal plan and it's so delicious and nutritious. And if you need to bring your own prep meals, like if you're on like prep for a show, you have a specific diet plan, we have a place for you to store it. We have a microwave and all that. Always make sure that that's a necessity, because we had so many girls last time bringing their own food. But if you have dietary restrictions, when you sign up, you just like put it in there, and I make sure that it's covered. As
a gluten-free, dairy-free girly.
We got your gluten-free covered. We got the vegans covered. Nice. We got it all. So your food is covered. You come in at like 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We do like a breakfast and we do the hangout while I am stressing and trying to set everything up and make sure that it's perfect.
And I'm trying to support you so that you're not
just
stressing.
Like, hi in there, yeah.
It's so nice for me because I get to just show up.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry.
Yes. And then me, I'm like,
running around.
I don't know if it's really me. It might be just Zach.
Yeah. I feel like you were very calm.
I was calm because everything went so smoothly. It was crazy.
Yeah. So just fingers crossed.
Yeah. So then after the breakfast, then that's when we actually like start the day. So we'll start with Live Wickedly, who was one of my best friends. She's also a women's empowerment coach. So she's
been
starting.
On the pod.
She's been on the pod. She's y'all's favorite guest that we've had on the pod. So she has an hour slot where she's going to be speaking. I'm not going to tell you what she's talking about, but it has a lot to do with like getting out of the victimhood and into like your powerfulness. And she's the most crazy, inspiring, and motivating, and like out there personality and she makes you feel so comfortable. So that's why we have her first. And then after that, this is when Zach and I start our little workshop, and then there's like a break for lunch. And during Zach and I's workshop, like the whole purpose of this is to usually what happens when you go to like super like events like this is like you go there and you're like super inspired and you're motivated, and then you leave and you're like, I don't know what to do with all of this information. And then you end up just right back where you were. In the workshop, we give you an opportunity to practice what we teach in real time so that you can, because the only way that we can like rewire the things that we're so used to doing is by actually choosing to do something different. Yeah. So we give you the opportunity to choose something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting the same results. And that's what we do right there. Yes. And then we do lunch and we do dinner. It's so freaking fun. And then
the next day
is the group leg day, and all the girls get to train together. And by this time, all of the girls are like best friends. Like, it's kind of crazy to see everybody walk in and be like, I'm so nervous. And then they're like besties.
I think in the workout last time, like, we kind of split off into like, we were just going to take 2 groups like on our own, and everyone ended up like finding like their little group and like doing their thing. They ended up like partnering. And then we were all together by the end of it.
I know. They ended up partnering like themselves up instead of us partnering with them, because they became so close that they're like, yeah, me and you, we'll go do the upper body, we'll go do lower body. And then after that, the VIPers will hang out with me, Kendall, and all the other like speakers, and we'll do like a lunch or a brunch after that Sunday workout, and then that's the weekend.
Yeah. You should come. It's really fun. It was really fun last time, and it's so inspiring. And like, I did the workshop last time. I don't know if people know that. And like, it affected me for like weeks and months and even to now. So I'm a testament. I'm a survivor of the workshop, and it is definitely worth doing. So it'll be a lot of fun, and we can meet you and hang out. And we updated it this time too, and we made it even better. We got an even bigger venue so that girls can have more space. And if you're listening to this right now, the code will also be in the description, but we're having a flash sale, and the code is POWER25 for 25% off of your ticket. So grab that. It'll be linked in the description. Nice. And I hope that we could see you there and meet you in person. It'd be cool for one time for us to do a live pod at the event. I feel like we should.
We should. That'd be cool.
Where we could just talk, and then they could just like ask questions, and we'll throw it in.
We kind of do the Q&A. We have a panel.
Are we doing that again?
We are.
Okay.
We are, yes.
Just so I can start mentally preparing.
Yes, we do that at the very end. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Anyway, I want to hear about a guy flirting with you.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, but everybody's in love with me. No,
I told you if you manifest it.
No, I'm just kidding. But one thing that happens during prep, and I have like proof of this with my clients and like people that I have worked with, is that like when you are focusing so much on yourself and you're in integrity with what you say you're going to do, and you're crushing it in the gym, you're hitting your meals, you're feeling super confident, you radiate this energy that like attracts people to you, whether you want them to or not. And like, for example, like exes come out of the woodwork and they're like, hey girl.
Literally every time.
It's crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. So it was just funny because we were talking about the topic of flirting at the gym the last week's podcast, and the guy, I actually told the guy, I talked about this exactly. So there's this guy at my gym, and he's super sweet and super like respectful. And I've seen him the past couple of times, and like there's a couple people that I'm like, hey, you know, and I'm just like, hey. And then the past couple of times I'm like, wait, I got the feeling that like maybe it was more than a hey. Than a hey. And then I was like, oh no, dang it, I did it. And then
I done made this man fall in love with me.
I done made this man fall in love with me. And then when I was finishing up my workout, and he was just coming in, and he came up to me and was like, hey, I was on my rest period, and he's like, when you're done with your workout, would you I want to chat about, you know, I want to talk to you about something.
That would give me so much anxiety.
I was just like, this is the moment. It's happening. It's happening. So I like went up to him afterwards, and I was like, what's up? And he's like, oh, just, you know, wanted to see if, you know, maybe you wanted to hang out or something. And I was like, I'm super engaged.
What did he say?
And he's like, oh man. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I don't mean any disrespect.
It's so funny because
I had no idea.
I forget we go to like some of the same gyms, and like I probably know the people you're talking about, or I've seen them, but like in my head, I don't know you at all. And this is like a complete... Yeah. Someone I don't know, a setting I don't know. But anyway, sorry.
You're like, who? Continue. What? Yeah. Where? And I don't wear my wedding or my engagement ring to the gym because I've done that a couple times, and every single time I scratch it.
I am so afraid of it like breaking.
I do need to get something in place of it.
Like one of those silicone ones.
Yes.
Those are great.
I had that the last time we got engaged. And he was just so sweet, so respectful.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't mean any disrespect, whatever. And then I was like, you know what's crazy? I have a podcast and
I just talked about this.
And I was like, we just talked about the topic of flirting and like how to approach like girls in the gym and stuff. And I was like, and I just have to say, you did great. I was like, you were so respectful. You were so kind. You were so humble.
It's like you're coaching him.
I was like, I didn't feel like weird at all.
Yeah.
And he was just like giggling and he was like, oh my God.
That's so funny. I feel like sometimes like I've done it too, where you like mistake kindness for like flirtation, if that makes sense. Do you think you're like a flirty person?
I have a very flirty personality.
I'm like one of two. I will either not talk at all or I will be the Riz master.
Yeah. So
and like
my dad is very flirty.
On.
My dad has a very flirty personality.
So does my dad.
When you guys meet my dad, he is just like he's just like, I don't know. Like, okay, I saw this TikTok the other day that was like
oh no.
That was like that one girl that not that one girl, but that one person that needs to make the waiter fall in love with them. And it's a video of the girl.
Is that
like,
your dad?
It's like my dad and it's me, but it's like it's not intentionally, like because I make such direct eye contact with people. My sister's like, every time my sister's with me, she's like, why do you stare into everybody's soul? And I was like, because I want them to know that like I'm listening to them and I care about what they're saying.
Yeah.
So then the TikTok is like the girl sitting there and she's like, hey, Jake? Oh my God. Okay, Jake. So should I have, what kind of wine do you think I should have? Oh, it's good? Yeah. Oh, Jake thinks it's good. Okay. So it's like more of those things of like my dad is like that and I'm like that as well. So I do know that about myself, but
I was just curious.
He was just really like cool, and I felt like such a nerd being like, on my podcast I talked about this subject.
Yeah, that was a really nice approach. And I think like, I don't know, my immediate thought was like, oh no, how did he react? Like he was
amazing.
But that's good. That's
and
good.
Now we're just buds.
Good. Yeah.
We fist pounded it and we agreed that we're gonna be gym buds. We're just buds.
Good.
Second interaction, which was honestly, it was the next day. So the next day, I was going to get
you just had 24 hours of falling in love.
I just, Zach, you got to watch out, man. I was working at a Starbucks. It was actually Wednesday last week, so this time last week. And I went to work at a coffee shop first, and I was waiting to like go to my appointment for my facial. And I got my coffee, sat down, was doing my work. I kind of noticed this guy was looking at me, but I didn't want to like make assumptions. And then I went up to grab my coffee, and I grabbed 3 straws back to back that all were broken. They had a slit in them, and I put 3 separate straws in there, sipped, and it was all broken. It wouldn't sip, and I was like, I don't know why this guy even wants anything to do with me because I'm obviously a ding-ding.
You obviously don't know how to use a straw.
I obviously don't know how to straw. And then finally the 4th straw worked. So like I went back and he asked me to watch his stuff while he went to the restroom. And I was like, I got you, bro. And he went to the restroom and came back and just sat down. And then I'm just working, doing my little thing. And then I am getting ready to pack up and leave, but I wasn't quite yet. And he comes up to me, he's like, hey, I'm going up front to grab another coffee. Would you like another coffee? And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm getting ready to leave actually, but thank you. And immediately he's like, okay. And he just walked to the front, went to get his coffee. Immediately I was like, you dumb idiot.
Get the free coffee.
Someone just offered you. I had a venti of what I had. And I was like, I could have just got a free venti. What is wrong with me?
Do you think he was trying to like make a move?
Maybe.
Or was he just a really nice dude?
What guy is that nice? Like, let's be real. I'm not even that.
True.
I'm not even that nice.
I feel like unless I know someone, I wouldn't like offer to go get them a coffee.
But I should have said, yeah, okay, here's my order.
Actually, can you get my points for me also?
I'm like, here, I'll also scan my points, I would also like your points.
So I'm curious, I know you've never been like a big drinker, and I haven't either, but I always hear stories about like guys offering girls at bars to like get their drink for them. Like a stranger walks up and is like, let me buy you a drink. Would you say yes to that? Because it's only happened to me once, and I said, absolutely not. I do not want you handing me a drink.
My mind goes to all of the true crime podcasts I listen to, and it's like, no.
I'm going to get
roofied.
You
never take a drink from anyone.
Yes.
Not your grandma, not your mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But my brother's girlfriend, we've had this conversation, and she all night will get free drinks and then walk over to my brother and be like, that guy just bought me a drink. And they think it's funny because she's like, I'm saving money. I'm honestly, having a good night. My brother's like, I'm saving money. Honestly, I was going to buy her the drink.
Do your thing.
So I feel like, I don't know, it's such like a funny topic in my opinion, because like I haven't experienced it a lot. I only see it in like movies and like hearing my friends talk about it, just because I don't go to bars.
But because someone buys you a drink doesn't mean you owe them anything.
Exactly.
So like, for example, with the coffee situation, I could have easily said, yeah, sure.
Thanks for the coffee.
He gets me the coffee and then I dip out. But like women were kind of groomed to think like, no, you can't do that because they bought you something, because they did something for you. You now owe them something. It's like,
you don't owe them anything. They offered.
I wanted another venti.
Exactly.
Was I already cracked out on coffee? Yes. Did I need another one? No. Did I say funny. Yes? Yes.
I feel like I also would have said no just because I hate people. But
well, I was also, I just was like, I'm getting ready to leave. Yeah, I don't know what this type, what does the coffee mean? Yeah. Is the coffee mean we're in love? Is the coffee
a wedding ring?
Does the coffee mean we're engaged? I don't.
That's funny.
I need to know what the coffee means.
The next topic I want to talk about is that I think I'm deleting TikTok, and I talked a little bit about it in the last episode because we were talking about TikTok drama.
What? Do it.
I think it's time.
Kendall, I don't even care.
I feel like it's time.
I don't even care.
You're the only person on there I cared to watch.
True.
Just send me them directly.
Okay, so what was your breaking point?
No, I just realized, I feel like you're not a doom scroller. I feel like you're very responsible with social media. I am on the apps I post on. I don't post on TikTok. So if I'm going on there, it's to scroll. Okay. And I literally feel my brain turning to mush. Like I feel my cognitive function slipping, and I'm like, that's just not good. And I get like, okay, we've talked about me being a little bit of a hypochondriac. I promise that isn't this. This is, I feel like pretty rational of a thought.
A little bit?
A lot of bit of a hypochondriac.
Just a little
bit? This is, I feel like, very rational. We have not lived a full lifetime with social media yet, Like the people that are making it to 70, 80 years old, they did not have social media as a kid. We don't know what it does to the brain yet.
Remind me to I have to say something about my dad and social media.
I will try to remind you.
I will write the note.
What I'm saying doesn't take that long, so I'll try to get through it. I realized like certain things like dementia and Alzheimer's and just like memory disorders and also dopamine receptors and all of these things can get like drastically skewed because we're not supposed to be having this influx of information, entertainment, brain rotting type of videos over and over, like stimulation, all of these things I feel like is just, there's no way it's good for our brain long term. That it is freaking me out and I feel like I need to just be done.
What age do you think what age can we say the internet came out? What age can we say they grew up on the internet? What do you think? What age do you think
feel like a little bit older than me. Maybe later millennials.
I'm 27, and I'm a later am I a late millennial?
Mm-hmm, I think so. Or you might be on the cusp of Gen Z. I don't know when Gen Z started.
I think I'm a late millennial.
Anyway, I feel like,
so
because we grew up on social media.
I mean, not really.
But like for me, it's like since middle school, which I feel like is the kind of like developmental times in my year.
Yeah. My parents didn't let me have it most.
I had it immediately.
No, I didn't have any.
My brothers had MySpace and I would like look at their pages. I had Facebook when I was like 10, like just being on the internet. And I don't think like Facebook and Instagram or those things were necessarily bad. I think TikTok was the real introduction of like constant fast paced stimulation. You don't have time to form your own thoughts or think or do anything educational. Of course, there's educational quote unquote videos on TikTok, but even then you're still like taking it in through a screen. I feel like it's so different than like going and experiencing something or reading a book about something and all of these things. Anyway, me personally, do what you want on TikTok, but I feel my brain going to a not good place, and I think I need to be done.
Like we don't have, we don't have studies yet on what it is. Like, I'd be curious to see the difference between, say, like a 27-year-old like me, from 27 to say like I live till 80, the difference of me growing up on social media versus somebody else who spent their whole life not growing up on social media. Like the difference in like brain development and like all of that. We don't have that yet.
And I feel like there's just no way it's a good thing to have this much influx.
Or we do and we just don't know. But then again, it's like, I'm 27. I still got a lot of years of living on social media to live, you know? So we don't really know.
I just feel like it's not, I don't think it's like a dependent thing. Of course, I could just not click on it. And like are certain weeks where I don't go on TikTok at all. But I just notice when I do, I feel awful and I feel like I should listen to that.
Yeah.
So
that's why whenever like I do take the time and like for me, I am very strict with myself on social, strict with myself on social media, where the only time that I go and scroll on TikTok is if, like, this is how my brain works. It's like all of your work has to be done. You know,
it's a reward.
It's a reward. And then even when I do have the time to scroll on social media, Zach and I have a cutoff time for our work where we're not supposed to be on our phones. It's supposed to be time for me and him. So even during that time, I still don't watch TikTok. But like, for example, like the other day, we actually got off work a little bit earlier, and Zach and I work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Yeah. And long days. We probably shouldn't, but it's because we work from home. Like we can make our own hours. And I love that I can do that. But there was a time we got off a little, it was like 7:30, and Zach and I at 8 o'clock, we both have committed to each other that it's no social media. And I was like, I have 30 minutes. Yeah. I was like, okay, my calls are done. My clients are taken care of. You know, everything is good. I have my videos edited for the week. Like what? Okay. And I was like, Zach. And he's like, what? I was like, I'm going to watch my cleaning TikTok. So instead of going on TikTok and going to the For You page, like I immediately just go to those creators because I know that they make me feel good. Yeah. And it's not just like random.
Oh, there's definitely great sides of TikTok. Yeah.
So that's like what I've been doing with it. And I totally get where you're at with that because
it's just so easy to spend an hour scrolling when you know you should be doing something else. And like, I feel like even then I'm somewhat disciplined with it. I know I have friends that are on it all day.
Yeah, there's people that like when you might be listening to this too, where you're in the habit right now of waking up and scrolling on TikTok or any social media platform, and you go to sleep to scrolling on TikTok, and that, you know what, and then you're in the middle of your work day and you pick it up and you scroll on TikTok, you know, it's one of those things that becomes automatic, and you train yourself to automatically go and grab to it. Yeah. And if you want things to change, and if you're not seeing, you know, benefits from you doing that, and there's a lot of negativity around you doing that, and you want to stop, you have to change if you want something to change. So you have to do something different.
Like deleting it, like me.
Yeah, like when you have that urge, instead of, you have that urge to pick up your phone, instead of picking it up and just going to it, you have that urge and you stop yourself and you say like, okay, now you're conscious of doing it and you can make a conscious choice.
I think there's other forms of entertainment that are better. Like I've always loved reading, and I've been reading again, and I'm trying not to overdo that either. It's just so easy to like, when you are enjoying something, to keep doing it. But making it a habit of even just like picking up my book instead of my phone for TikTok. Like if I do have a free hour, because then I feel at least I'm absorbing this in a different way where it's not through a screen and not so like constantly changing and super fast paced and all of these things. So I'll let you know if my brain feels better.
Yeah. And like, I also like love that now as an adult, I'm like, I understand why my parents like didn't let me have
I will not be having an iPad, kid.
They didn't let me have Facebook like when all the other kids did. They didn't let me have a phone until like I was old enough, and I understand why they did that now. Like I really 100% do. Of course, you're a kid and you're mad about it. And I was on the phone with my dad yesterday, and we were I was on my way to the gym, and he was, you know, talking. We were talking about all things like my competing, some cool things that are happening in my life right now, and he was like trying to send me a picture because he just finished like upgrading his lawn. I was helping them last weekend, like with put dirt down. And I was like, did you finish it? And he's like, yeah, let me send you a picture.
Oh
no. My dad trying to send a picture while on a call. Like, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. And he's like, you know what, Julia? He's like, I think they're changing these phones. He's like, he was trying to send the picture, but he couldn't. And he's like, I swear, they're changing them. Yesterday, it wasn't like this. They're changing these. I'm like, Dad, do you really think they're changing the phones? Like in the middle of you buying it? I mean, but honestly though, I get where I get it from because I'm over here and I was like, my phone is not working anymore.
It's not my fault.
And I think it's because I need to get a new one. So Anya's, there's some truth to that. I'm like, I feel like my phone is pittering out because they're making me have to go get a new one. Like the other day, it was glitching. It was crazy, but it was
my mom
so cute.
Had a similar moment. And she's actually really, really good with technology. She's like more up to date than I am sometimes. But she was driving to Austin with my brother in the car. So she was just using like voice to text. She always does. And the beginning of the message, my brother's name is Cameron, starts with, Cameron, stop. Okay, we're on our way, sweetie. I'll see you soon. Cameron, seriously? Like, just in the voice text, it's written out of her talking to my brother and like Siri's not double check.
It's like, Cameron, stop. Okay, we're on our way. Cameron, seriously.
Or like you could hear my brother say something and she's like, shut up, seriously. Like at the bottom of the text, it just like has it written. And I just thought it was so funny. I know I keep talking about him and I never did before, but Cody Ko, a YouTuber I watch all the time, he just did a video where he was like, I guess there's a Reddit thread where people share like their grandparents on social media, like just little things, and all of them were making me laugh so hard because like, this one guy was like selling something and you can just see him like holding the phone like in this Facebook like marketplace ad. It was so funny. And then another one was like, they posted a selfie and they were like, I didn't mean to put this here. How do I take it down? What do I do? Who do I tag? Like all of they were just all so wholesome and cute. And I was like, adorable. I love this so much.
I mean, that versus like where we are now, like with all the TikTok stuff that you were saying, it's like that innocence and then all of this like,
I know too much.
I know. I know. I need to take a step.
I want to wake up and not know anything about what's going on. That would, because I don't opt to watch the news. I'm not that type of person. I don't want to know.
What if we lived one day like our parents did or something? Because like
doesn't that seem so foreign?
I was talking to my dad yesterday, so my dad is 71 and my mom is 61. My mom's probably screaming right now that I shared that. She listens to the pod.
I won't share my mom's age because she will scream.
My mom will call me after she listens to the podcast or the YouTube and says, and like if I say something, she's like, what was that thing you were talking about?
She's so cute.
And she'll be like, what was that lipstick you were wearing? Yesterday she called me and she was like, I need a new lipstick, and I saw on your Instagram. It's funny.
My mom will comment on our outfits sometimes. Yeah. She's like, Julia wore a nice crop top. Why were you in a 2XL hoodie? And I said, because I wanted to be comfortable.
This is moms. Like I love them. They're hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, I was on the phone with my mom and what were we talking about?
You're talking about social media.
Social media?
You said you're on the phone with your dad, not with your mom.
Oh, so my dad is 71 and my mom is 61. So my dad...
Now you said it again.
...was born... I know.
Sorry.
My dad was born in the 50s? Would that make him be born in the 50s?
Yeah, don't ask me to do math right now.
I think my dad was born in the 50s. So when I was talking to my dad, like, and my dad has had like a really cool life. Like he's traveled all over the world and stuff. Like he's driven to California in like a VW van and stuff. Awesome. And he was telling me about that. And I was like sometimes I just forget that like he was born like in the 50s. And like imagine if we lived a day like someone in the 50s lived their day. Like we woke up
completely disconnected,
like with like a I don't know, did they wake up with an alarm? Did they not set a phone alarm?
Yeah, they had alarm clocks.
And then you went outside. Like what if we got the newspaper on, we walked out and got the news? What if we turned like the new, were there TVs? I don't.
It's sad that I also don't know.
Yes. So like, okay, what do we do? And then when you're making breakfast, do you not watch or listen to a podcast? I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot more silence.
Yeah. So like, what if we lived a day?
Yeah.
Just
I think it would
just
be,
to see what it was like.
I think it would feel so good.
I think people would go insane though.
I think
it
some
would make people realize like how addicted we are, you know?
I'm someone that I love sometimes just driving like my full hour drive in silence and just sitting with myself. Like I've always craved more of that. So I think I would love it. Well, no, I think I don't check in with my brain a lot because I am constantly listening to music, podcasts, talking to someone, calling someone while I'm on a drive. And I think it is important to like just sit with your thoughts, and so many people can't. That's why I've always loved meditating. And like even my boyfriend, like I'll try to rope him into it and try to make him meditate, and he just cannot sit with his thoughts. And I just find that so interesting. So I think it depends on like who you are as a person and what your background is and how you like to unplug. Because unplugging for him sometimes is like watching a sports game, while for me it's like going and sitting in silence, if that makes sense. Oh yeah. This sitting in silence thing is very, very key. And there's times where like there is so much already going on in your brain, and you're trying to mask it and put a Band-Aid over it by constantly consuming other things. And there's sometimes where it's like it is so much that I just like turn everything off in the car and I'm just like quiet. And then it's not psycho. By doing that, good. Then I'm like, okay, I can actually like figure out what's going on. Maybe that problem that was so noisy is quiet now. It's just because sometimes you just have to like think a little deeper. Like sometimes it takes 5 minutes of just like talking to yourself to realize like something's stressing you out. Like all the bees buzzing around your head. Exactly. Do you want to go into? Let's talk about this week's gym thoughts. Okay. What are yours? I feel like you got more than me. So my gym thought is that I PR'd so much this week. Julie's feeling strong. Yesterday was my first leg day of the week, and I'm like very, very scared for the other two because I went so ham yesterday. Are you sore today? I was at the gym for 75 minutes. I thought you were going to say 7 hours. No. I was like, whoa. How? 75? 75 still a lot. That's like an hour and 15. Yeah, usually I'm not there that long. Like, unless you're doing cardio. Wait, it was longer than that, and I burned like 700 calories. Jeez. It was, and I didn't bring my camera, so I was like, when I bring my camera to the gym, I'm usually a lot quicker because I know that I have to do extra, that setting it up and plus doing my workout. I was just like I was crushing it with the training, but also I wasn't in a rush to go to the next thing because I wasn't also filming. So now I'm fearful for the next 2 leg days, and I'm like, I went so ham. I'm going to probably be trashed at the end of the week, and I have high carb days now, and I have a low carb day, mid carb day, and a high carb day, and yesterday was my carb day, so I had high carb day, so I had so many energies. I had so many energies. How's your prep feeling as a whole, especially like compared to this time last year? Oh, it's so much better. Okay, good. So much better. Good. Like, it's just simpler. I have simplified it because I always complicate things in my brain. I can make it harder than it needs to be. You've been with this coach long enough now. I feel like you guys probably just understand each other too. And he knows like my body very well after this past year and a half of like healing and like figuring out like what was going on and getting a diet break, like, and really fine tuning my training. So there was this guy, I was doing one of my little squat movements, and this really tall, well, actually, I didn't even notice that he was tall. And I turned to the side, and he's doing squats on a Smith machine. He has the thing racked at the top? At the top That's slot. Crazy. That's like me doing a shoulder press. Top slot. And I glanced and was like, oh, he's probably doing some shoulder presses. And then I saw 2 plates on each side, and I was like, heavy shoulder press. I was like, there's no way he's doing shoulder presses. And he was sitting down in front of it, resting. And then I looked and was like, oh, that's a lot of leg. There's a lot of legs. And I looked at him and I was like, bro. I went up to him and I was like, you have it at the top slot. I can't even jump up there. And I was like, when I have it, it's like down here. And I said, can I take a picture? And he was like, yeah, for sure. That's so funny. So we have a picture. We'll put it in stories. He allowed me to take a photo. With him or of it? He's in it and he's like smiling and he's sitting next to it and it's all the way at the top. So funny. Bro, it was insane. And I said,
I said, congratulations on being tall. And
Congrats.
And I made a new friend. He's like,
nice.
I
feel like I actually know who you're talking about because
so
I mean, it's hard not to
he's
know.
6'6". Okay. He says, how tall are you? I was like, 5'2". And he's like, I'm 6'6".
I had texted Cooper once, I think, while I was there, because I was like, there's a guy here that I swear like could be in the NBA. Like, it's just massive.
Yeah. Yeah. And he also had an accent, and it was a really cool accent. Mm-hmm. And
nice.
And he just like was trying the gym out
Shout
and everything.
Out to him.
So it was shout out to tall guy.
That's cool.
Wherever you are, tall guy.
That's cool.
It was like honestly pretty insane.
I don't have many gym thoughts because I haven't worked out in a week.
Yeah, but how do you feel about that?
I feel great.
Yeah, because
I haven't thought about it once.
Yeah, like most people like freak out when they miss workouts.
We've talked about this before, and I want to touch on it again because I do feel like our audience changes and grows, and like new people might be here. I was someone that always had so much anxiety if I didn't work out for even just 2 days. If I took 2 days off in a row, I thought the world was ending. I thought I was going to lose all of my progress. Here is just your little reminder that it is normal and actually really good for you to take breaks and have a deload or take a full week off from the gym sometimes, because your body needs time to recover. I'm someone where like when I'm in the gym, of course I am fully locked in. I'm giving those workouts my all, like 99% of the time. Of course, there's the 1 or 2 workouts that like don't go that great in a month. But most of the time I'm training really aggressively. And yes, I'm taking like 2 rest days a week, but that's still not enough for your body to actually heal and recover and rest. That again, every time this happens, I'm like, whoa, my back feels really good and I'm not in pain and I'm really excited to go work out this week. And I already know I'm going to feel so much stronger when I get back into it, if that makes sense.
I was like super sore the other day. Like my back hurt from like one upper body session. My lower back had a lot of pressure from just like training legs so much. And like my feet were hurting to step and like I felt really swollen. And I just thought, I wonder what it would feel like to wake up every day and
not be in pain
and not being sore from the gym. Like what? Like people that like, okay, for example, I'm like, okay, like my sister, she doesn't really like, she works out, but she doesn't like bodybuild or, train like a bodybuilder does. And I'm like, what? I wonder what it feels like.
How do you feel?
I was like, how do you feel when you get out of bed?
It's funny for me.
It must feel great.
I think about it in a similar sense where like, I can't imagine not, like I always just randomly flex. Do you ever do that? Like I just be tense in my bicep and like feeling it.
I can't imagine just not doing like, that. Shoulder flex.
I'm like, I guarantee people that aren't obsessed with weightlifting don't just walk around like flexing some of their muscles. Isn't that so funny? I also like the whole sense of like stopping in every mirror and like posing and like I showered like this was like last week and I showered and then I spent 20 minutes in there just flexing my back. And I was like, what am I doing here?
I did that at the end of my workout yesterday. And to the point where I was like, oh my God, so much time went by. And I was like, I need to leave now or I'm going to be late for my call. And then I was like, Julia, you got to stop. You got to stop. And there's multiple moments where I was like, you have to stop. And then I didn't. I was like, no, you have to stop now. And I did it. It's That's just so crazy.
Funny. Yeah, I always think about like, what would I be like if I didn't do bodybuilding, if that makes sense, because I guarantee it'd be different. But yeah, waking up without pain is one of them. I encourage you to take a few days off if you feel like you need it.
Yeah,
if you're grinding right now, stay grinding.
Especially because just think about how long we spend training and like all of the pressure that we put on our body. Even you're right, like taking those 2 rest days, that's nothing in comparison to how many days you have spent training over the past couple of years. I remember one time I took a month off and I was like so scared about doing it. And I was like, of course, when I got back, like a month is a very long time to take off. When I got back, like it took me a little bit to get in the swing of things, but then eventually I did. But I felt it was like for once, for the first time in a long time, I had no pain.
Yeah.
I wasn't like feeling sore. I didn't have a lot of pressure on my low back. My feet didn't hurt from like doing like Stairmaster. I didn't feel like I needed to go get a massage like every single week. And it's like, sometimes it's just like really good to do that. And if you feel like you can't do that, taking deload weeks, like those are so essential.
For those who don't know, that's just kind of when you train a lot lighter and a lot less reps and sets, and you're still going to the gym, but you're not like maxing out like you typically would try to do, or pushing to a certain level that you typically go for. That's something I didn't do for my first several years of training, and I feel like that created a lot of like bad habits and a lot of chronic pain. So listen to it now, especially if you're a beginner. Remember to prioritize rest and rest days and body recovery.
Especially women, if you're ever going to do a deload, make it be your period week. It's a deload.
I'm always so nice to myself on those workouts because you just feel weak. For me, it's not on my period. It's like the week before.
Yes, me too.
On days you just feel weaker, like there's nothing wrong with that. And I even have male clients that like get frustrated with themselves if they can't like curl or bench as much as they were the week before. And it's like, okay, your food was different today. Your sleep, you told me you didn't sleep well last night. You worked a shift this morning and I'm seeing you in the evening. Like so many factors can go into it, like woman or not, like just be nice to yourself.
Just be nice to yourself.
Yeah, like I promise it will not hinder your results. And even if you take a full month off like Julia did, just get back into it. It's not like her body looks any different now, you know? Like if anything, she probably...
It felt good.
Yeah, it was
and it was
good
also
for you.
just like a mental release of like, because when you become like a gym girly, it's kind of like... your whole day revolves around going to the gym. And it was like kind of nice to not have my whole day revolved around training. And when you're a bodybuilder, your whole life starts to revolve around it. And it was nice to just be normal, like
just
and
exist.
just like exist and not have the expectation of needing to like crush it in the
that
gym.
too, especially for
things.
traveling. So the reason I haven't worked out is I was traveling the whole last week and there was seriously no chance. Like we were so busy every day and driving everywhere and all of these things. But I remember when I used to go on vacations or trips or even just like go from Austin to Houston, I would have to find the closest gym and I would have to go there as soon as I got there. And then I'm not even enjoying my vacation and I'm taking hours away from family time, which like in the actuality, when I sit down with myself, I'd rather be there for my nephew's birthday than be like, oh, I have to go work out right now and make that my priority instead. So it is okay to shift priorities when you're traveling or doing certain things. And if you can work out and that makes you feel good and that's how you show up better for other people, then go work out on vacation. I'm not telling you not to, but I realize it's something that I used to force myself to do. And now there's certain vacations where if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. And I feel okay. And I'm excited to go work out today. Yay. And that is that.
And then it brings that back where you're like excited.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You need to tell me about what this gym is. What is this
Alo
gym?
No, Alo. Do you know Alo Yoga, like the brand?
I thought it was Alo.
Alo. Alo Yoga has like a headquarters. Alo Yoga, not in like a yoga, it's a clothing brand. It's like a Lululemon. They have a headquarters in LA that has like a Pilates gym and I think an actual like weight section and everything too. But I have been seeing every influencer I have ever followed, which are like all of the influencers I follow are like lifestyle people, not like bodybuilders. So all of these lifestyle people, celebrities, just all of these people going to this Alo gym. And I feel like it's giving me a little bit of FOMO. Like I've never even done Pilates.
It's the Pilates.
But seeing like it is so aesthetic and pretty. And have you seen it? I'm going to pull up a picture.
Weirdly, I saw a video of, I don't know if it's the same thing, but Whitney Simmons did a little reel on Instagram and she was doing Pilates. It says like, you know, I'm trying Pilates for the first time.
Aesthetic.
And I don't know if, it is pretty. I don't know if that was the place that she was doing it at. It might have just been
They have like these ice baths. It's just beautiful. And it seems like it's kind of like invite only. So it's like an exclusive, you know, when there's certain gyms or things you see people do and it's like exclusive. So it makes you want to go.
It's giving cult.
Yes. That's what I wrote down. It seems like a very glamorous cult.
Yes.
Like a healthy cult.
A healthy cult.
I'm really glad.
Fitness
a fitness cult. But it just like looks so aesthetic. And I could see them opening something like that here in Austin just because I feel like Austin is like the Texas LA, if that makes sense.
True.
And if they ever come here, I will definitely weasel my way in.
I wonder how much it is to just like...
That's what I don't know because it seems very invite only. Like I heard someone say that they don't even pay when they go, but I don't know if that's only for like maybe a celebrity and so they want like the publicity. I really don't know. But I'm seeing everyone.
Seeing at least like the brand
Alo
Yoga blowing up more. Like I'm seeing a lot more people wearing it.
Because I feel like, again, of course, it's just a
very
good brand.
like clean girl vibe, and we know clean girls.
They do a lot of brand deals with like TikTokers, which I don't think a brand like Lululemon, I don't think I've ever seen them do.
And they're smart for doing that. Like
because
honestly.
like I started going there because I started seeing certain outfits of certain people I follow wear them, and it is that like clean girl aesthetic. And
is Lulu out and Aloe in?
Possibly.
Oh, Lulu
I
better
personally
watch
like
out.
Aloe better, not even from a quality standpoint. Just like I own a bunch of Aloe yoga
What about the
skirts.
price point?
They're around the same. They're both overpriced. Yeah. I would prefer something a little more affordable, but I feel like Aloe changes their styles a lot. While I feel like Lululemon is like, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, it's like their staple things.
Yeah.
I also tried my Lululemon shorts on and they are really comfortable.
Good. I'm glad. I got Julia Lulu shorts for her birthday.
I got my first pair.
They're pink.
And
tiny.
And short. I like short.
Yeah, so those
really
are my
like
my only gym thoughts.
Yeah, but I wanted to go into this video that I found by Hannah Alonso again. Guys, we talked to her about her with the video about the Octavia, and I now like I'm subscribed to her, and one popped up, and the video is literally titled "Catching Influencers Lying About Their Lifestyles, It's All Fake." And I watched the whole thing and was like, this is crazy, and I thought it would be a really cool thing to talk about.
I haven't seen this video, so I'll let you kind of explain it, and then I'll share my thoughts.
Yes, and we'll put the full video so you can see it on the stories. So please go and follow her, give her some love. She gave us some love back on our thing, and she noticed that we talked about her, which is really cool. But basically the premise of the video is showing like certain TikToks, and like she shows the whole TikTok, and then she shows like how they were lying in the TikTok or how it was misinterpreted. So there's a ton of them go like in that video. There's at least like 8 or so. I picked the 3 that were most related to fitness.
Okay.
Not that we have to, but like they were just so good and pertaining to us. And I feel like maybe we might have done some of these things.
Let's expose ourselves.
Let's expose ourselves here. So the first one is called Not That Strong. So it's a gym girl. She's doing a leg press. We've probably all seen this one. And someone is filming her, filming herself. And on the left side, she has 2 plates. And on the right side, she has 4 plates. But the influencer is only filming the side of the leg press with the 4 plates. However, it is one of those machines that's like,
it doesn't matter where you put the weight on.
It's evenly weighed and it doesn't matter. But the fact that she was only filming the side that had the 4 plates.
We know it's intentional.
Yes.
So, okay, have you ever done this?
No.
Okay.
I always, if I have 5 plates on one side, there's always 5 plates on the other.
See, so we're different like that, but and we've talked about this when we train together. I'm someone we're like, okay, what?
Like they have to be even is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For mine, they have to be even.
I could never do 4 and 2. That's psycho behavior. And that feels very intentional of I'm going to film as though I'm leg pressing 4 plates.
I get like 3 and 4. Or I don't know.
Yeah. So like the last time we trained legs together, even though it was a terrible workout.
Yeah.
When we were doing abductors, you had a 45 each side and a 25 each side. And I said, hey, can you just take one of the 25s off? Like just off of one side.
And I was like, but that's not even.
And I'm like, I just want 25 pounds less. I don't want 50 pounds less. And I don't want to have to take them off and put like 10s on or whatever the math would be. So I was like, oh, it's easier. Just take one off. So like I do train like that sometimes where I'll only have a 25 on one side. Some people have stopped me in my workout and been like, you only have 1 plate on that side and 2 on that. And I'm like,
it's evenly distributed, right?
I don't even try to explain. I just go, yeah, I know it's okay. Like it's fine. But I have definitely like done leg press where I have 4 on one side, 3 on the other, just because I wanted 45 more pounds on.
I totally understand that.
I don't think I've ever gone out of my way to only film that side though.
Yes, that's
like
weird.
That's where it's a little weird. So I get it if she's just working out and it happened that way, but I feel like having 4 and 2 seems very intentional.
It seems a little sketch.
Yeah.
It's a little sketch. And then you can literally, so the guy is filming, she has a tripod, she's on the leg press, and she's filming, he literally films a video of her phone camera video, and it's only showing that side.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've seen that video floating around like a long time ago. So I've
never even seen that one.
It's really cool to like see it like pop up again. I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that.
That's funny.
The next one is kind of insane, and it's about a fake win. Okay. So this is a TikTok of a mom and a dad, and they're trying to like inspire their kids and like show them that like you can do hard things. So the dad actually competes, and the whole family goes, and they compete in something called the High Rocks. And basically For one, I can never do any of this. Just saying. He's running. He's doing like sled pulls, wall balls, sandbag lunges, and like so much more. But in the video, the mom is showing him doing all of the things, and the kids watching the dad doing all the things. It's super cool and inspiring. At the end, the mom says that the dad came in second. He came in 52nd.
Oh no.
And then he came in 5th in his age division. And I know sometimes they like break it up in age division, and it's literally like the stats are posted online. Yeah. And so in the video that I was watching with Hannah Alonso, she pulls up the stats and shows his name on it, and it's like, why would you lie?
Yeah.
Why would you lie?
Has she like addressed it since, the mom?
I need to go to find the TikTok.
Because I wonder if, because there's no way she's doing it like non-intentionally,
we're gonna find
right?
it. Okay. We need to find it.
I can let you look it up right now. I'm going to share my thoughts. I feel like the only thing that would I understand telling your kids that maybe. I don't agree with lying to your kids ever, but to inspire them, like you're trying to like kind of say, so but why post that?
That's okay. Instead of inspiring them to do hard things, you're inspiring lying.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't agree with that at all.
I want to find the original video.
It might take, we can always include it in the Instagram if we find out more. Where people like they're on our side.
I don't know. I didn't read the comments. Oh, okay. I wanted to read them. I can't find it.
Okay.
It'll take too long for me to find it.
That is okay.
We'll post it on the actual video, these actual videos on the stories. But like, I wanted to see like if anyone else, like, I mean, obviously there's people that found out that, bro, you got 52nd, not second.
But that's like us doing like a bodybuilding show and being like top 5. And it's like, we didn't place and I'm holding someone else's medal. Like,
it's true.
Like, it just feels weird.
And on NPC, IFBB or whatever, they
they
place all the scores and the names and, you know, all of those things. So it's like, you can find out that this isn't real.
Yeah.
And especially like, it maybe not be a big thing if like, she's an influencer. Like, she's got a lot of people who have eyes on them. People are going to find out.
Also, I'd be so offended as her husband because I'd be like, are you not proud of me for accomplishing this?
I mean,
Does that make sense?
But was he in on it?
Oh, maybe.
Whose idea was it? I have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Because I feel like completing the thing is the accomplishment. I don't think your placement even matters. I feel like I wouldn't say my placement unless I actually did place like top 3.
I mean, that's why I was like, of course I can't ever do this. Like, just doing that is so insane. Exactly. And that is inspiring for one. Like, I would have been inspired to watch my dad do all of those things too. But lie about
weird, yeah.
Lie about it. Yeah. And then the third one is about faking a morning routine. This
is so funny.
So this one is insane. I'm going to say I've done this before. And I'll explain later.
Okay.
So fitness influencer, like he takes us through his morning routine of him waking at 5 a.m. because he's like in the 5 a.m. wake up club. And then Hannah goes and actually she looks up what time the sun would have
She did her journalism.
What time the sun rises at that time of where he lives, and it's not till 7 a.m. And in the video that the guy's filming of his morning routine, the sun is coming through the windows and blah, 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 blah. So I understand that wholeheartedly and completely. I do believe that the guy is waking up at 5 a.m.
on a normal day.
Yes, but I have, I guess, faked a morning routine video before because when I wake up at 5 a.m. and I really want to show like what it is like, you know, my morning routine and what it's like and what order I do things. But when I wake up at 5 a.m., my partner is still asleep.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, hey guys.
I can't turn on the lights and set up the camera and ruin his thing and like blast it. And sometimes it's so dark in the house at 5 a.m. that I literally can't barely catch anything actually on camera. So I've done my whole morning routine. And I filmed like, okay, I can actually film like me doing the cardio because we're in the gym now and there's actually good lighting. But I filmed like the waking up portions and stuff like that because I have someone sleeping next to me and I can't actually do it, but I still want to do the video. So I understand why he why he might have done that from a person that has also done that too.
I've never like done a morning routine, but in like, I even do these random little like Instagram vlogs sometimes. I be changing the order if it just looks more aesthetic. Like I'm not lying about my day, but like I think in the last one I posted after the gym, I like laid out in the sun and I read a book and it just like the flow of the video didn't make sense. So I just switched it. I switched the order. I'm not lying. I'm not being like, oh, I didn't actually read this book, you know?
So that actually kind of goes into another one that I didn't actually have on here, but it's about like this lady. It's this stay-at-home mom living in New York what she pays in a day with no budget. So she goes through her entire day of her like grabbing coffee, breakfast, going to the store, and the Hannah, who's the one who did this YouTube video, shows that in each receipt it's a different day. So that I understand, like you did that, you did all of that stuff in the same day, you know what I mean? But you kind of like, you mixed up like what order it went into. And then this one, it's like, she's saying what I spend in a day in New York, and the receipts, one says like the 21st. The 15th.
But
the
that doesn't
20th,
mean she doesn't sometimes do that on a day. Maybe she couldn't film it. Like in a YouTube video too, and I only have a handful of YouTube videos, which means this would probably happen in the future too. And I see nothing wrong with it. And I think it's expected that some of social media is fake, but I may vlog my whole morning and be like, okay, I'm going to head to the gym. And then I get to the gym and it's really crowded and I can't film. And then I'm like, well, I don't want to scrap this whole video. I still went to the gym. I still did the workout. I might film that workout on a different day. I feel like that isn't deceiving in any way. Because I feel like I'm just showing what I do, and that's still what I did. I just filmed it a different day because maybe something happened, or my first YouTube video that's out there, like I even started with, my camera just died for 3 hours, you know? And of course I did things in those 3 hours. Now I'm not showing it. Does that mean I'm lying about those 3 hours? No. But my camera was dead and I was really frustrated and upset about it. And I even called my mom. And she was with my brother's girlfriend in the car. And I was like, do I just scrap it? Like, do I just start tomorrow? And they're like, Kendall, you filmed the first whole half of this video. Like, just, even if it's tonight or even if it's tomorrow, continue the video. It's not like it matters if it's actually within an hour, you know? If that makes sense?
Yeah, like, for example, I just filmed a video for YouTube. And I knew the day before that I needed to film a certain portion of it the day before so that it would actually make sense in the video. But it wasn't lying because it was like, this is genuinely what I did. And I was like, but I have to film it here because this is when I actually did it. And then it'll make sense when I put it here in the flow of like, this is how I do
There's
things.
also certain days we film and there's certain days we don't film. Like I feel like having a schedule is important as a creator. And sometimes, okay, I do an ice bath every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but at my filming day's Tuesday, I might just include that ice bath I did the day before to show that that is a part of my weekly thing. Does that make sense? It's so like, I'm sorry if you guys ever feel like that's lying. As like someone who consumes a lot of other people's content,
I understand. So when I saw that morning routine one, I understood why people would think that it was deceiving because like he didn't actually wake up. I want to see you wake up at 5 a.m.
Show me the clock.
You know, I want to see the clock, you know. I do believe that he did wake up at 5 a.m., but he probably filmed it so that you can actually see, so it's not dark, and maybe he doesn't wake up his partner or whatever. I don't know. Like, we don't really know.
He could just be a liar.
I know. For me, it's like the intention behind the content. Like, for example, there was another one where like a girl, her coffee cups were different in the footage. So she showed like a morning routine of like what she was doing. And so she first gets an iced coffee, and then her second coffee of the day was a hot coffee. And then after that, she comes home, but she's carrying an iced coffee. So like,
so it might have just been that one clip from a different day. Or,
she mixed up the order. And then funny. You can visually see it. So like, I get that. Like, it's weird. Like that is weird. But like with content creation, like sometimes it's like,
it's a little movie magic.
It's like,
I think that's different than the first two where like actually being deceptive. I feel
Yes.
like this is very just like it's part of the job. Like I think you made an edit of this once, or I've definitely seen other people do it too.
With
where
the
like
waking up in the morning
the
thing?
waking up in the morning, and also the like once you like walk down the stairs, you have to run back up and grab your
Yes.
tripod. Like it's
Yes.
not that glamorous. Of course, we're cutting those things.
Exactly, because like people I mean, if people didn't like it, people wouldn't watch it. You know, they're obviously people enjoy seeing their morning routines or something that they're eating, or like their routine with their toddler or something. So people are obviously liking it, so they're going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just
But
weird.
just a reminder that social media is very fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care how real you are. There is always like some part of you or your personality that you don't show. And that is okay. And that doesn't mean you're a bad person or a liar. I feel like it would almost be weirder if we showed every single detail. Like if I brought you guys in the bathroom with me, that'd be odd. You know?
Yes. Imagine if it was like the most realistic day in the life and it was like fumbling the camera, you know,
turning around.
Yes. Like me going to the bath. You know what I mean? Like how.
And even there's like streamers who really do show their day. And even then you can tell they curate their day on those days to be doing stuff because no one wants to watch you just bum it on the couch.
Yes. That's true.
So yeah,
because it's entertainment at the end of the day.
The rest were definitely interesting.
Yeah, those were other ones, and there's some more wild ones where people like intentionally or it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'm really glad we're not those people.
Yeah, let us know what you think, guys. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed the episode, and as always, we love you all so much, and you're more powerful than you think.
Bye.